Hello, welcome in. Welcome
Yo,
in.
it's working, I
Yeah.
think.
Yep.
I think.
All right. Yes. I know. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome, guys. Big Frog Podcast. We're already on episode 6, which is crazy to think about.
That is crazy.
Congrats.
Yeah. Thanks. But yeah, we're joined with TargusSongs here today. So we're very, very happy to have you. So thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Um, I just want to say first and foremost, it's always such a vibe hanging out in your streams.
Yeah.
I will say, I think I found you initially. It was during a Jedi Nightmare raid train.
Classic.
Yeah,
Aw,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Well, because everyone knows like SROM's kind of my bestie, SROM
Oh,
music,
really?
and yeah, and he does the usually does like Jedi Nightmare raid trains as well. And I don't know if maybe he raided into you or I just was along for the ride on the train.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then I just found your stream and was like, this is really cool. I like it here. So yeah, that's how I remember kind of coming across you and your music and yeah. And I know
Yeah,
Desiree is no new longer, but
I bet. Yeah, I remember back when I still lived in Texas, so it's been, a few years. VJ Cat had actually told me like, "Hey, you got to check this guy out. This is great. It's a vibe." And it took me a while to kind of get it because there are a lot of like really ridiculous jokes that like have become part of my life, even
Mhm.
outside of Target streams. And it was great. And, Targus, as you know, as I tell you all the time, you've become like part of my, just a huge part of my life. Like, I really always look forward to your streams. Tuesday is like a big deal to me. I'm really grateful for you. And it's such an honor and a pleasure to have you on. So thank you so much for joining us. Really, truly.
Yeah, no problem. We had some technical issues, but we made
Yes.
it.
Mhm.
My bad. Yep.
That's
It
okay.
happens. It happens.
But
Always
like I
happens at the
said,
worst times, right?
yeah, and
Indeed.
like I said, we're always winging it. So,
Yeah, she wasn't
That's
wrong.
that's basically what I do.
yep, exactly.
Well, you
Uh,
literally do improv, so there's that. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
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 Talk about winging it every single stream. But how did you get started on Twitch, really? I
Yeah.
understand you've been on for a few years now or so.
Yeah, so I started in 2019, I think, actually. And I don't know, I was just looking for something else to do with my music. And I just heard like live streaming was a thing. And then I
Mhm.
actually did my first stream on YouTube, and the quality
Oh,
was kind of like shit. And it was like some of my friends showed up and stuff, and it was cool. And then some of
wow.
my friends were telling me about like Twitch, that like Twitch is a popular place for live streaming.
Mhm.
And then I sort of, you Google like how do you stream on Twitch, and they tell you about OBS and how to get started. And in the meantime, I was checking out like the music section on Twitch and finding some cool creators. I think that's what really drew me into Twitch. Like some of the first people I found was like Numb the Geek, if you know him, and like Open Set was one of the first people.
Yeah.
Uh, I think he was like one of my first subs ever too, and just like sort of getting connected with the community and how like the raids work and stuff was sort of how like I built my following.
Mhm.
So I didn't have like any YouTube videos or like community to promote myself. So I would just hang out on other music streams and like they get to know them, and then they
Mhm.
would raid me, and then None the Geeks community, for example, would get to know me, and then I'd go from 0 viewer to 1 viewer, back to 0 viewer to 1 viewer, like unless I
Mhm.
got a raid or something. I was just like a very slow incremental
Mhm.
sort of grassroots start, but I knew that Twitch was like really cool with the other musicians I was meeting. So yeah, that's kind of how I got started. And then after 6 months of streaming, I actually quit Twitch because I had joined a band. And I
Hmm.
was like, okay, well, it's gonna be like too many things on my plate if I have to focus on like being in a full-time band and streaming.
Hmm.
And so I was actually like 6 months off Twitch at that point. And then things didn't work out with the band, and I really missed like streaming and like the
Hmm.
friends I had met through streaming. So then I just started streaming again. Like I haven't really like taken a break since then,
Hmm.
but there was that initial sort of I streamed for 6 months, and then I stopped streaming for 6 months, and then I came back to it. So
Hmm. Yeah, I've
yeah.
definitely been there. Like I've been on Twitch since like 2016 or something,
Oh,
2017.
nice.
Yeah, so I've definitely gone back and forth. Um, but yeah, the music side of Twitch has always been hands down my favorite kind of corner on Twitch. There's so many amazing people on there, you being one of them. But I do also like to see how like all the overlap, between people, like, like I said, we'll find people through different raid trains or whatnot, and then you'll see like familiar faces in chats that you haven't been in before, and you're like, hey, I've seen that person. So it's just kind of cool how
Yeah.
like everything, it's like not like super tight knit, but it's just really cool seeing how interconnected it is. So
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like I've never fit into like one solid community, like,
mhm.
oh, I'm a synth streamer, or oh, I'm a cover streamer, or whatever. I just kind
Yeah.
of like, actually, when I first started streaming, I was doing a lot of drum streams.
Oh,
Because one of
wow.
the
I didn't know
first,
that.
yeah, there's some old clips of me drum streaming if you go way back in the vault.
Mhm.
But one of the first people I had just like got an E kit because I just, who doesn't want to have a drum kit, right? It's
Right.
fun. And so that's, I just wanted one. And then
Mhm.
I had hung out with a Benevolent Dick a lot. I don't know if you guys know him.
I don't think so.
He's a drum streamer. He doesn't stream as much anymore, but back in the day, I used to hang out there a lot, and he would kind of like inspire me to do drum streams. So I would like do the drum streams where people put like the exclamation SR space YouTube link, and then you
Mhm.
like jam drums to like whatever's people's
Oh
requests
yeah.
are. So I was doing that, and then um I was also doing streams with my keyboard and guitar and stuff, but I was doing a lot of like covers. I was
Mhm.
doing, because like that's what I felt would be successful, and it's also what something I enjoy doing, just singing covers and stuff.
Mhm.
So there's a whole history to that too, that some of the longtime fans have experienced and stuff.
Mhm.
But I would throw in the odd improv jam, because I've been doing improv jams for like years and years before Twitch. Like when I was in high school, we would just like get fucking baked in my band and just like jam for hours, just like improv, just like wailing, and just
Yeah.
like the noisier and more gross it sounds, the better, and just like getting
Mhm.
into pockets and grooves and stuff. So every time I would do like sort of slip an improv in there, someone like, especially someone like Open Set, would be like really encouraging me to like, oh, we really like when you bust into those improvs.
Mhm.
So I
That's
think at
cool.
some point, yeah, like I still do video game songs and covers like here and there when I feel
Mhm.
inspired, but I think improv really became like the main way for me to channel sort of like my original creativity. And and sometimes with covers, it's like you never really feel like you're doing it well enough,
Yeah.
because it's like you're doing someone else's work, or maybe it just doesn't feel quite authentic. And so eventually I became more of like the improvs thing for the most part, and that's kind of like where it went.
Mhm. Yeah, and I noticed that like well, some of the streams that I've heard, like how you kind of lace in covers into like the themes that you're already working with that you've done improv, which I think is really cool. I don't have a specific example, but I know you've done it a few times at least, that I've been present for. So it's like
Yeah.
the covers sound a little bit different in terms of like mood or whatnot, but it matches whatever mood your music is in at the time, which I think is really cool. And I always enjoy hearing that.
Yeah, I think if you try and do a cover and you just replicate like you try and just replicate the studio recording of the person you're covering, it's always going to fall short, I feel
Right.
like.
Yeah,
Whereas if
definitely.
you kind of try and make it, unless you're like a fucking legend at it, right?
Right.
But if you kind of like put your own style and tones and feeling into the cover, then I kind of like appreciate that. Like I used to play in a bunch of different cover bands, like playing dive bars every weekend or every other weekend, like
Mhm.
live shows and stuff. And I always would like, I wouldn't play the guitar solo the way it was on the studio recording. I would just do my own like version of it type
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah.
So that's
Nice.
always
Yeah.
been something I've liked to do when it comes to that sort of thing.
Yeah. I love that. So
Hmm.
I'm very intrigued to know like how you kind of got started in music in general. Was that something that you picked up as in your formative years as a child, or did you pick it
Hmm.
up later? Yeah.
Yeah, my parents sort of wanted me to do like have some sort of craft or hobby, and we tried like a bunch of different things. Like I was in sports and like stuff like that, but there was a piano teacher at my church that was fairly like well respected, and so they're like, "Oh, try out piano just as like another thing to try." And then I ended up like being really good at it, and like my teacher was I was like I picked it up naturally, you could say, and I was
How
learning
old were you when
classical.
you started?
I think I was about 8 or 9 when I
Oh,
started
wow. Okay.
learning classical piano. So I was strictly learning like a classical curriculum kind of until I discovered like other music and sort of branched out in sort of junior high. So
Mhm.
I was strictly doing like Royal Conservatory classical kind of stuff to
Mhm.
start out.
Yeah. Which like I can also tell that you have a classical background in the way that you play the
Yeah,
keys, I will say.
definitely.
So I'm
Hmm.
like I have a classical background, but it's more vocal music than it is like any
Mm.
instruments, but it kind of has those parallels in the sense of like the way you place your hands like when you're playing. I'm like I can tell that you kind of have that like classical background, like the like you can tell that you've sat there and really like gotten that muscle memory down, and like
Hmm.
you know like that's a very classical thing, um but yeah. So I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely like a big part of my um, identity as a musician for sure. And
Hmm.
I've always like, they
Yeah, I'm
say
sure.
that your first instrument ends up being the one you really root yourself to.
Hmm.
So piano is that for me. Like it's really my like home instrument, quote unquote. So
Hmm.
like
All right.
I can play guitar and bass and sing and drums and all that kind of other stuff, but it all comes back to like the piano and how I visualize music with the piano at the end of the day for me.
When did you start playing guitar and anything else, the bass and the drums, and when you just all of it? When did you start doing that? Like, what's the progression there?
So I can't remember how old I was, maybe like 11 or 12, and I had like my brother was listening to the Black Album by Metallica,
Oh yeah.
and I was immediately intrigued by that music, and then I asked my brother if I could borrow the album, and he said yes, and I probably listened to it like nonstop. Became a
Yeah.
huge Metallica fan, um, and lots of other metal too as time goes on, but I think it was because of
Sure.
Metallica that I really wanted to like learn the guitar, like Kirk Hammett and James Hetfield's type thing. And eventually my dad had like a super old guitar of his that he got like re like set up or whatever, and like one of those little PV amps. And I think
Yeah.
the first thing I learned was like nothing else matters. It's just all the open strings. Doom 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 doom
Mm-hmm.
doom doom
Mhm.
doom doom, and trying to read like guitar tabs and stuff. And just that's kind of where I started with that. Just kind of wanting to learn Metallica on the guitar.
Mm-hmm. There
If
you
you could
go.
play like in my junior high, if you could play the Master of Puppets riff, you were like cool on the
Yeah.
guitar, or like the
Right.
Thunderstruck, like
Mm-hmm.
or the like
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that being a thing too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that's how you like show off in the band room or whatever, you know.
In the band room. Yep. I
So
remember those days.
Yeah, or the
Oh
so that was
normies,
man.
my goal.
the normies that just do smoke on the water all the time. Like,
Damn Rose.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's usually like I feel like anybody who plays a guitar, that's probably one that they like started with was
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah. I can't play guitar at all. Like if I play guitar, it's usually like
Mm.
one string at a time. So I commend you.
For sure, for sure. How do you do on Master of Puppets like now as opposed to then? Just
I could
curious.
I could rip it. I could rip
I
it.
bet you could.
I could I can't do like the solos and stuff in it, but I could do like the rhythm riffs.
Hmm.
I think I was like always into sort of being a rhythm player, but then I always got pushed into different directions. I like
Sure.
the first band I was ever in, I just was supposed to be a rhythm guitarist, but then I got pushed into being the lead singer of the band. And I don't know, I just always sort of like said yes to things. So I started like singing because of that, and
Hmm.
that sort of like started to work that muscle, because it takes a lot of practice to be able to sing as well. So all these
Yeah.
different kind of directions I was being pulled in taught me this and that sort
Hmm.
of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely contributed to like your multifaceted skill set for sure. Like,
For sure.
it's always admirable, like people that can, like shred guitar, play the keys, also sing, play the wooden frog.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
whatever happened to every hit song having a guitar solo, you know, like the Nirvana days,
Hmm.
right? It's like
Yeah.
nowadays it's like all this pop shit, no more guitar solos. Like what the fuck, man?
It's 3 minutes or
What
less,
happens?
like usually. So you've mentioned
Hmm.
being in bands. Is it bands plural? Like have you done multi different? Yeah. What were some of those like I guess I would say like what was your favorite like band experience that you've had in your
Yeah.
life?
Good question, Rose. I want to hear that too.
Uh, pr- Probably just like, well, I was in a. It's kind of hard to pick favorites,
I
but
know. Yeah,
I was
that's such
in.
a loaded question too. Like
Well,
I mean, I have
tell us a
great
few. Yeah.
yeah, like when I was in high school and just like like we'd go to my friend Steve's house like every night and we'd hang out and jam, and like those were some of the best times of my life, right? Like we're
mhm.
just like
Oh, I love
we're like
that.
in like we're like 18 years old, we're like playing Guitar Hero, we're watching like Led Zeppelin live DVDs and falling asleep on the couch, you know,
Mhm.
like jamming and trying to write. We were really into like Dream Theater and prog music, and also like
Mhm.
old prog like Yes and King Crimson and stuff like that. So we were kind of trying to make our own music like that and going out and playing at community centers
Mhm.
and that sort of thing. And
Cool.
later on, I think a really cool project was, I know you guys probably know Rack if you've seen. I've done some streams in the past with like when I met him, we had a really strong like musical bond, and eventually we had a band with a drummer named Mac, and we wrote some songs, but we also did like a lot of improv. And I used to, it was called Party Alarm, that project. And we would shoot improvs, and then one we really liked, we'd mix it, and I'd make videos with different angles of us and stuff in the jam room. And there's a Party
Oh,
Alarm YouTube channel where all that stuff still lives on there. And there's some stuff
hmm.
in the vaults, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
that was really fun stuff too,
Note to
Yeah.
self,
being in that band.
functional.
I love
You
that.
know, I've been always curious, like, how did you guys meet and link up? And like, you know, it seems like you guys have been friends and jamming together for a long time. What's that origin story, if you don't mind sharing?
Me and Rack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he was in my like, well, it wasn't my original band, but the band in high school where we hung out at Steve's house. That was where I met him. And I think Steve like introduced me. He was just like, Rack like took to the bass guitar like no one you'd ever seen, right? Crazy
Uh-huh.
bass player. And he would like he was so motivated and driven. Like we would be like, we'd finish jamming and then we'd go to like watch TV on the couch or whatever, and he'd still be there in the corner like practicing bass for another like 2 hours. And we're like, yo bro, like shut the fuck up and come chill. We don't want to hear your bass playing anymore, like we're done jamming. Like,
Yeah.
but that's just like kind of how he always was, like very driven as a bass player. And then eventually he picked up guitar and became a really accomplished guitar player as well. But just years of improving and writing and chilling with him, just sort of, I don't know, sometimes you just meet people and they're just like someone you really like creatively
Yeah.
jive with. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that was just like, me and Rack have always had sort of that relationship where we were just like very easy to connect um creatively, even though the styles were sort of different. Like it's kind of like a John Lennon to Paul McCartney situation where the styles are
Sure.
and visions are a little bit different, but
Mm-hmm.
when it comes together, it sort of like makes something unique and
Mm-hmm.
fresh.
No, I
Right.
love
So
that. Like just getting those unique perspectives and like
Yeah.
seeing how you can like feed off of that creative energy and like what comes from it. It's like it's truly a really beautiful process to like witness. And you know, no matter
mhm.
how like,
Agreed.
you know, like sometimes it could be silly, like, you know, you're just sitting around getting stoned, hanging out, like, you know, and just jamming out and doing whatever. But like, you know, some of the least planned, most like improvisational stuff turns out to be like really good and like really, you know, just a treat, you know. So I always love that.
Yeah, and sometimes you can't capture that same energy without improv, which
Right.
is really interesting. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of like, it's kind of a niche kind of art form. It's not like most musicians want to make hit songs and have the song is the way it is, and it's like improv is sort of just, I don't know, it's just something like unique and special that I try and keep alive
Mhm.
in my life and share with other people, because it's not something you can like find that easily, I feel like.
Right.
So but
Agreed. Yeah.
it's also just like, yeah, it's just it's an interesting art form,
Mhm.
I'll say that.
Yeah, truly. And like I didn't
Well,
really have any perception of feel like improv music formerly like until I got on Twitch. And then I started seeing it everywhere, you know, like it's just like
Mhm.
so many
that's cool.
musicians do it and it's just it's really cool to see everybody's process and how that varies from person to person. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
One thing that I will say is that, you know, Targus, I do think that your channel is very unique. I think that the way you do things is very unique. You know, and I'm not trying to take away from anybody else, obviously, but you
Yeah,
know,
take
we
away from
all
them
like
though. I'm just kidding.
what?
I'm just kidding.
He
I
said,
didn't hear
"Take
But
what
it."
you
like, no, you.
said.
I said, take it away from them.
She just
Damn,
snapped it.
shots fired. But no, it's you know, I remember talking about this with well, like a couple of your mods, Bo Peep and Astral Kayla, who've become very good friends of mine. You know, just the way that you kind of do things is extremely unique. Your process is unique. But it's also become something that's really like kind of comfortable for those of us who are there all the time. Like we kind of know where you're going to go. We can read what you're not as far as like the improvisation, the music itself, but we can just kind of follow along. Like we get you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And
Hmm.
and you know, those couple of months, or I guess it was almost a couple of months when you had to take a break, when you had to fix the computer and then get another computer or whatever. Man, that sucked. As you
Yeah,
know. But
yeah,
um I hope that for you it was a welcome break. I know it's stressful to like have to figure out what the hell's going on, get another computer and get everything set back up.
Mhm.
But you know, we appreciate you. And one thing that I will say that I really genuinely appreciate like tremendously about hanging out on your channel all the time. Like if I ever see you live, like I'm there. Like I don't care what I'm doing, I'm gonna be there. Is that community that you built. It's incredible. And you
Mhm.
know, the
hmm
vibes that you put off and how everybody vibes off of you. It's a really special and unique thing and has come to be extremely important to me. And I knew I was gonna get all fangirly and gushy, and here we are. So I'm gonna shut up now.
it's okay.
No, we're here for it.
Ah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
pretty cool. Like, that's what I always liked about Twitch as opposed to playing shows is that you kind of can build that community. Like,
mhm.
I
yeah,
had regulars at bar shows and stuff, and you get to know people and stuff, and that's cool too. But it's not the same as like having something that you're just actively interacting with. And I think that's
yeah.
a really cool thing as a creator. Um, to broadcast yourself and be able to just like actively connect with the community. And I think when I first started streaming, it was really hard, like as an introverted sort of shy person to like get over that.
Mhm.
Cause like,
Sure.
oh, if there's like one bad comment or someone's like saying something mean or something like that, it would have
Mhm.
like a really strong effect on me, and I wasn't able to like have that thick skin, at
Mhm.
first. And then eventually you sort of like it becomes more of like not that it's like becomes more professional in the sense that you sort of know how this thing works, and you
Yeah.
know sort of where people are coming from and if they're being trolls or if they're just joking around, and you sort of get used to it. But
Mhm.
it's something really hard for a lot of people to tackle at first when you're
Yeah.
broadcasting yourself. It's so vulnerable when people can just
Oh yeah.
say whatever they want in the chat to
Mhm.
you, and it's like you
Anonymously. Yeah.
of course if you react negatively to the negative comment, then it just makes it even worse, right? Because all of a sudden you're just like giving fuel to the fire of like whatever is going
Mhm.
on. And then yeah, I haven't thought
I've
about that
seen
in a
you
while, like how far I've come with that is
Mhm.
yeah, I
is
bet.
is pretty like I'm not even in the least worried about that anymore.
Right.
Like, but that was a tough thing for sure.
Mhm. It's
Oh, yeah, I
kind of like
bet.
exposure therapy in a way. Like you just keep
Yeah, it kind of is, honestly.
because I was the same way, I will
I
say.
was about
Like,
to ask you, Rose. Yeah.
yeah, I was definitely the same
Mhm.
way. And I've even told Desiree, I was like, anymore, I just tell myself, like, who gives a shit? Like
Yeah.
like that's what I have to think every single time because I'm like, who cares? Like in the grand scheme. I was like, there will be the people that do care
Mhm.
that will show up for you, give you the support and all of that. But like if I have that mentality, it just makes it so much easier to go in and like be myself, like fully to the
Right.
fullest extent. Just to have like I don't give a shit kind of like
Yeah.
attitude, you know?
One thing I'll
So,
say is that on Targus's streams, I've seen this happen a few times. He's actually pretty masterful with trolls, and a lot of times winds up converting them. It's
mhm,
amazing. It's like a true art form.
yeah. You love
Yeah.
to see it.
I'm like the type of person, for better or worse, where like I don't know, I give people almost too much of a chance if they're being like toxic or like rude or just weird.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just like I always want people to be themselves, and I understand like when you're curating a community, you also don't want to like turn people already in your community off by like someone being like
Right.
toxic or weird.
Mhm.
So shout out Poopy Cummy. Yeah, that was one of them that lasted for about a day.
Love it.
But yeah, it's like I don't know. It's a weird thing to navigate for sure.
Mhm.
I
But
bet.
yeah, I appreciate you saying that. And like I don't know, I met like a lot of interesting people by like not just banning people in the first someone says something like the slight bit, like you've been to those channels where someone comes in, says something the slightest bit off, and all of a sudden they're just like permabanned and deleted
Mhm.
from, and it's like, yeah, do what you want with your chat, but I guess I've always just been more open with
Mhm.
people, for better or for worse,
Yeah.
So
Well, and I also think that your mods do a really good job of handling them as well. But even they say like you are masterful with the trolls. But like, there's been somebody that came in and was just straight up being a dick or something, and I was like, damn, like Astro like laid down the law. He's like, you can do this or you can get out or whatever. It was like bouncer kind of shit. I'm like, all
yeah,
right.
there's been a couple times where I'm just not in the mood, and I'm like, yo, username, I'm not
Yeah.
in the fucking mood for this today, so you're gone. Like, you send me a message if you want to come back, but you're just fucking gone right now.
Mhm. Yeah.
So it just depends what kind of mood I'm in, I guess.
Mhm. I feel that. I wanted to talk a little bit about like how Tuesday kind of became a thing. Um
Yeah.
yeah, because like I know Desiree was just so distraught whenever there were no Targus streams, and she's like, "What am I gonna do? Like my Tuesdays."
Damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
I
Everybody knows
think
it.
like I never had a consistent schedule like from when I first started streaming, and I would try to do it where you like post on the Discord like, oh, here's I'm gonna do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday this week, and
Mhm.
make it like a regular thing. And then I think with the nature of improv, especially, it's like if you're not feeling it's a little easier for me
Yeah.
now to just sink into it, which is why I can do every Tuesday and be consistent. But
Mhm.
especially in the past, if I was having a bad day or I wasn't feeling it, and I just couldn't force myself to stream. And I think over time I wanted to have at least one day where I was consistent every time, so that sort of over time became the Tuesday thing, where
Mhm.
it's like, okay, over hell and high water, like no matter
Aw.
fucking what, unless I don't have a working computer, but
Mhm.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
there streaming on the Tuesday. So
Mhm.
that's sort of been like, even if I don't feel like it or whatever, we get her done.
Mhm. Well, I
Well,
like
it's
that
always a
though.
blast.
Yeah.
And yeah, we all wish each other a happy Tuesday. And yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh, I love
Get a
that.
little music in your life on a Tuesday.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm. What else are you gonna do? I mean, what a shitty day of the week normally. So now we have something to
Yeah.
look forward to.
Yeah. Exactly. But no,
Yeah.
I love that because it like helps kind of build a little bit of consistency because I definitely fall prey to that, like where it's just like, man, I don't really feel like streaming, but I should, kind of thing. Like I want to show up and at least get some creative energy out. So
Yeah.
stuff like that, like that's always kind of a good
And the
way to
thing
do
I
that.
really hate too with some channels, maybe it was just like a stupid pet peeve of mine, but when people would have a consistent schedule and then they'll post on their Discord like, all these excuses, you know, like, oh, I had something come up and I have a gig this weekend and I have to rehearse for this. Like, I actually can't stream tonight when it was their
Mm-hmm.
scheduled stream. And
Yeah.
it's like, if I'm going to schedule a stream, it's like a shift that I have to work.
True.
I don't want to miss that unless I'm like deathly ill, you know? So it
Right.
always annoyed me when people would, I won't name names, but some people
Right.
would like constantly cancel their streams and make all these like excuses and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I was always like, guys, I just can't like commit to a fixed schedule no
Yeah.
matter how hard I try. And you just
I'm
have to like look out for that Discord notification. Like it can be really random. Like last Thursday I had a late night, but I really wanted to get some jams out. So the stream didn't start until like after 8 o'clock. So it
mm-hmm.
was like, but sometimes just getting those random streams out and getting that like creative energy out just like feels really good.
Yeah.
And it's just random, you know, it's
Mm-hmm.
not like, oh, I'm gonna like schedule every week of my life down to
Mm-hmm.
the T, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
But
I
that's just
definitely.
how I am. I know there's a lot of people that like the schedule like really works for them and that actually like
Right.
fuels how they work in a better way. Like I know ever since I met Numb the Geek, he's been doing Monday, Wednesday afternoon, and Friday evening for like the last 5 years, you know, and that works like amazing for him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you're not
it
like
just never
throwing
worked
shade
for
on
me.
anyone.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I'm definitely the same way though. Like I have tried to do the schedule thing before and I'm like, it just never works. It never works for me. So like I can't
Mhm.
force any of that creativity, honestly, because like some days I would push myself to stream and I'd be like, man, I feel like I sound like shit today, you know, like and you know, and just like this isn't my best work that I could be doing. And then I just like I feel like I'm not putting out the kind of music that I would like to put out. And then usually when I do
Right.
impromptu kind of streams or whatever, like ones where I'm just like very ill prepared, I go in, it's fully improv and whatnot, and I'm like, it's some
Yeah.
of the best stuff that I feel like I can create, you know. So it's kind of like I see both sides of that spectrum for sure. So
Yeah, and I think especially back in the day when I was a lot more shy about streaming, I almost didn't want people that knew me to know I was streaming. So I would
mm-hmm.
just stream at like some random times, like in the afternoon or in the morning or like at 1 o'clock
Wow.
a.m. or whatever. And it would just be all these random times, and I would just
Mm-hmm.
get the vibe of whoever sort of trickled in for that stream to
Mm-hmm.
watch me. But it was almost like I I wanted people to see me, but I didn't want them to. It's like a weird thing because I used to be so shy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But now I'm sort of like more used to it. So like I want more people
Mm-hmm.
to see the stream and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been cool since like I got back in the new year. Been getting like some new regulars and like some good raids and stuff from people. So
Mm-hmm.
that's been super fun. And it's
That's been
always
fun.
like you never really know when sort of a new regular is going to come in, so it's always like super special when someone like does keep coming back to the stream, because then you know they're like a kindred sort of soul that's like
Yeah.
meant to be there type of thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
And just finding that like those people that vibe with what you're doing, you know, there's something special about that where it's like, okay, you liked what I was doing and you keep coming around. Like, you know, that's exactly how you build that community for sure. Yeah.
This is true. That all of that said, I think it might be a good time for a good honest pee break.
I was about to say.
Okay, let's do it.
So while we have a break, we'll be about 5 minutes. I'm gonna play a portion of the VOD that I'd picked from Targus's YouTube channel. It was a former BIGFROG. I'm assuming it was a BIGFROG raid train.
Probably,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's done a few of those, yeah.
Uh-huh. And naturally I'm inclined to do the BIGFROG parallels.
For sure.
So we'll play a bit of that. You guys can get up, stretch your legs, get some water, go pee PRB, or as we like to say,
BRP.
Yeah, PRB or BRP.
A good honest piss.
Yeah,
Good honest piss. Yep.
yeah. So we will see you guys back here in roughly
I love you guys.
five-ish minutes. So see you soon.
Big frog, ninja force. Big frog. Heck yeah, stress yoga. Ninja force. Big frog, 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 ninja force. Yo, drone hands. Big frog, ninja force. Big frog, ninja force. Big frog, ninja force. Big frog, ninja force. Big frog. 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 Big Frog,
I love,
Ninja Force.
I love that so much. No, what a perfect thing to play during the Big Frog podcast.
That was a good
Yeah,
selection.
it was, yeah. And it was just starting to get good. I was like, I could just sit and listen to it.
Yeah.
I know we kind of talked about it before we went live. But so I understand that you guys named the wooden frog on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um so I wasn't there that day, but I would love to hear kind of like the story behind that.
You want to
If you
tell that,
recall.
Des?
I mean, it was just more of our usual silliness,
Just like
honestly.
spur
Yeah.
of the moment, just
Yeah. I mean, I named
silliness.
my cat on his stream to be
Oh,
fair.
I
We have
love
a
that.
blast. We have a
She
Yeah.
made the
blast.
mistake of asking me to name it, and then she didn't like my names, so
No, it was terrible. But
Okay.
neither
So
of us remember what it was.
Moose was the winner. Do we remember what the other choices were?
With the scratchy frog or with my kitty?
With the frog.
Damn, I don't
seeing-
even remember.
I'm seeing was Sir Charles one of them? or is that
Damn. I don't know. Astral or Kayla might
did
remember.
we name the fish too, or I don't.
I love that bit.
This sometimes streams happen, and it's like it used to be this way when I was playing shows too, and you finish the show, and then it's just like a blip in time. Like you almost
Yeah.
you can't even like process or remember, and then I'll go back and like watch the VOD or skim through the VOD, and I'm like, oh yeah, that this happened and that happened. Sometimes it's just all a blur.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
a lot of weirdness. That is for sure.
Yeah. No, we love that though. Well, this would be a good time to kind of go into the Q&A. We have people from the chat. If you guys have some questions or anything that you would like to chat with Targus about, feel free. Type it in the chat.
And I'm sorry I can't see the chat, y'all. Like my mic wasn't working and we don't know why. So I'm using my phone and like it won't let me enlarge the screen. So like I'm looking at a little square of these people that I really want to see, but they're tiny. It sucks. But hey, it works. It's working.
Yeah, we got it to work. So
Yeah, the show must go on.
The show must go on.
That's the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I will lead it off by asking, how did the whole like banana thing start? Like I know that we hear that musically in the song. So you're like, anytime I do this like banana, like that's what I'm doing. And I love that so much because like you won't even have to say it. You just hear it and you're just like, oh, that's the banana.
Yeah. That definitely happens. It's a very rhythmic word, right?
Yeah. Right.
I think like when I like way back in the day, I used to have a bunch of different channel points commands that would like spur me to make improv songs or whatever. Like one of them was like make a sad song with happy lyrics, or one of like the really popular ones was sing a song about fruit, and it would always be like the same fucking song for some reason, like eat more fruit, banana, banana.
Yeah.
And then like you need to call something for your channel points, so I just made my channel points like bananas. And like I love bananas, so
yeah,
they're pretty great.
just sort of it's just another one of those like, just things that comes from nowhere, and then
right.
for some reason it just becomes a thing. But I think the fruit songs was like one of my most popular channel points redemptions. For some reason people like to redeem that one.
I mean, it sounds like it's going to be fun, so there's that. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to have a official raid song too, where I would whip into this loop and it'd be like, thank you very much for the raid. thank you very much for the raid. And like I did that for a while.
Mhm.
So that
Yeah.
was fun. And yeah, just like different sort of skits and themes would sort of develop, and I would do it for a while. And then when
Mhm.
I got completely sick of doing it after a while, I would just sort of retire it. Um, and
Thank you
that's
very
sort of
much
how it
for the
went.
raid.
Yeah. I do love how you
Some
kind
of
of
the
like,
OGs can probably remember some of those old songs.
yeah. I like how you kind of like jump into almost kind of like you're like doing like a skit in the middle of your it's kind of because it breaks some of like, not that there's like a lot of tension in your streams, but like whenever it's purely musical, that's one thing, but then you kind of add like, like funny little silly elements to it. Whether or not that's
Mhm.
like kind of, the banana, or like you'll just maybe it's something that just like pops up in your brain and you're like, I'm gonna run with this. Like it's always just a nice, like
Yeah.
refreshing kind of like pivot during a stream. And I don't know. It's just that's what makes your stream so enjoyable, I think.
Yeah, I want to like add to that by saying, I think it's like absolutely hilarious when like, the chat's popping off and like, Norstat or JB Method or somebody is saying something completely ridiculous, and then they're just setting you up and you just
Mhm.
run with
Mhm.
it. And it's so amazing. And you do these like silly rap rhyme thingies, and I don't
Mhm.
know. It's so much fun. I
Mhm.
love it. I love how much you genuinely show appreciation to your community and involve them in what you're doing. It's a beautiful thing.
Mhm. Do you ever take like suggestions? Like a true improv
Yeah.
person?
Well, actually, we do these things called pole jams. I don't know if you've
Mhm.
heard of them,
Mm-mm.
but I gotta start. This is all like reminders of stuff I need to start doing again, because yeah, this
Mhm.
is all
Pole
kind of like
jams are fun.
really fun stuff. But I would just put like um I would think of like 5 sort of vibes in my head. So it could be like sort of imagery or some really random shit. It could be like, like mountain flower bop or something. Just like
Yep.
something where it like sort of sends me in a certain direction. And then I'd go like take my pee break or my little stretch break and get people to like vote. And I always have the channel points enabled, so you could sort of like fight over who wins, and it would
Because that's
always
how
end up
democracy works, as he always comments. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
well, it gives the people that are in the stream more often more of a chance to win what they want, which I figure is fair.
Mhm.
But um that can be kind of really fun because it just sends you down a certain direction, a certain vibe. So
Mhm.
we do that, and yeah. Or if just something in the chat sort of like can inspire me to go on some sort of tangent, like
Mhm.
musically or otherwise, and
Mhm.
start saying some ridiculous things where I have to stop myself just short of like breaking TOS or something like
Mhm.
that, So,
We've
I
probably broken TOS so many times, but no,
you
no, we
know,
didn't. Don't listen to us, Uncle Jeffy.
he's too
I
preoccupied.
mean,
It's
I
okay.
don't think they're too concerned about my little corner of the internet, but yeah.
Fair.
uh, we've got a question from Bo Peep. Do you ever
Bo
teach
Peep.
or tutor?
I have done some teaching in the past. It's not my favorite thing, like being like a straight up music teacher, but I am always willing to consider, like I can do like some online Zoom teaching and stuff. If anyone's interested in that, they can always like hit me up. It's always good to get a few shekels and I can share my knowledge and stuff like that. So it's not
Mhm.
something I do a lot, but it's something I'm very open to. Obviously, I
Yeah.
have like a lot of classical knowledge and just like knowledge of a lot of different genres in general and stuff. So
Mhm. No, that's
yeah.
cool. Yeah,
That's awesome. What a great question, Bo Peep.
that is a good question. And
Mhm.
then I was distracted by the secondhand socks comment
What?
here.
What?
Secondhand socks song.
Yeah, I think that was a song back in the day too, Secondhand Socks.
Okay.
I don't remember
Uh,
exactly how that went, but
right. But I love that though, is that like these little things kind of prompt little memories for people in your community that hang around and they're like, oh yeah, I remember this little bit. Like, and it
yeah.
could be something that it's like you don't even remember. Or it's just way buried in the trenches of your mind. Like, but I
I
love
think
that.
for Desiree it was the whole arc with the AI song, right?
Yeah.
I found this channel. So I found this channel on TikTok and it was like this fucking hilarious AI songs that this guy had like programmed. And one of the one of them was like we couldn't get enough of it and it was like my arms are fucking stuck like this or whatever. Those were good times too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I
It
went
was
down that
so
rabbit hole pretty
funny.
hard.
You don't understand. Oh my God. Oh man.
I
I
love
mean,
that.
that's still like part of my daily life, just in how I talk to the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't like, and I remember messaging Targus this at the time, of course after that stream, but I was like, I can't get the song out of my head. And like when I'm trying to sleep, I'll just start laughing randomly. It was so great. And I don't know how many different
Hmm.
like versions of it he did. Like it was so
Yeah, I did
great.
like a bunch of covers of that song. That was
Mm-hmm.
like, I think it was less that it was an AI song and more that it's just like the lyrics are so masterfully crafted in that song. So whoever like made the prompts and made that is like they deserve credit for that, you know. Some funny fucking shit.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I remember that weekend of that stream, I was like so depressed, like a whole bunch of like terrible things had gone down in my life. And like and Targus did that stream and I was like, I'm gonna hang out, I'm gonna try to feel better. And that happened. And I couldn't stop laughing. And like my son knew I was like all upset and he came to check on me, like, are you okay? Like you sound like a maniac. And like, oh, you have no idea. You gotta watch this.
Uh, I love that though.
It was
Yeah.
hilarious. Still is to me. But I don't get over things being funny. They're always funny
Yeah.
to me for like ever and ever and ever.
No, you love that when you remember something and you're just like still laughing about it. Those are the best.
Oh, it's great. Like there are so many times like we're in his chat, like people reference like, stuff that precedes my time. And I'll ask about it and they'll tell me and like I'm like, that sounds fucking phenomenal. But like I wasn't there for it, like
Yeah.
but that's special to them. And I appreciate that they're willing to like let me in on the joke. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. And this is like kind of what I'm talking about when I talk about his community. Like it's a really special thing, like it's not just all like fun and games or whatever. It's all like and people genuinely care about each other as well, which is a really cool thing. So a lot of us have become like friends and we talk
Mhm.
all the time. And yeah, I don't know. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. And Targus, I appreciate you. So
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate you too.
hell yeah.
It's
So,
nice to be able to talk with your online friends and get to know them, and it's
Yeah.
they become your friends, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. So we've got another question here from Astral Killa. One of
That's
my
cool.
favorite covers of a song is "You Will Be Loved" by Bjork. Do you have a favorite cover of a song?
You mean "All Is Full of Love" by Bjork? I'm actually it's uh covers. Well, I always had some like go-to ones that I used to do back in the day. Like I would do Flaming Lips, like "Do You Realize," and the "Yeah Yeah Yeah" song. I would play that one a lot.
Mhm.
I would do some Father John Misty,
Okay.
Oh
like
yeah.
the "Real Love Baby." That's it, because it was like so easy to loop, and it was fun, and all is full of love. Um, actually, just like I was on a real like music listening kick, and I was going back and listening to some of my like old favorite albums. And I'm like, I had like a huge Bjork phase, but like honestly, her music is like transcendent to me. Like, I
Mhm.
don't know if you've checked out much Bjork, but I was like listening to the Vespertine album again, and I was listening to the Majula album again, and it's just like it's such a cool mix of like electronic and great vocals and like beats and sort of like these sparse elements that come in and out, like very complex, but also has a groove to it. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Like,
Bjork is
she's
like
so
one of my
massively
favorite
unique.
artists, and not just
Mhm.
because she's weird. Like I honestly think I honestly feel like she like her production is like on another level,
Mhm.
like compared to most artists. But yeah, I was kind of like I've been into so much different music in my life. Like it's always been something I've really liked is experiencing all kinds of different genres. Like as you know, I was like a really huge metalhead, but I was also into like I got super into classic rock, like
Mhm.
Pink Floyd and the Beatles, sort of had that phase.
Mhm.
And then I like, you know, every got into like electronica, like pretty much you name it, like I've had a phase and
Mhm.
been into it. So
Yeah.
I've always viewed like I think when I was a metalhead, it was my first thing I was really into. So you sort of like really identify with that. Sort of, I don't know if you
Yeah.
know how that is. Like you're like you are that kind of thing. And then once I
Mhm.
started to get into classic rock and branch into different types of music, that's sort of when I felt like that was a really good thing for me to like expand my horizons
Mhm.
beyond that. And
Hmm.
that sort of has an effect on my music too, where I don't just want to play like one style of
Right.
music. Like I enjoy playing like a lot of different styles. Like it
Mhm.
could be something I could enjoy something that's very comforting and beautiful. And then on the other side of the coin, enjoy something that sounds like you're running a trash can through the garbage compactor, or
Yeah.
like the fucking meteor is falling into the earth and all the souls are being crushed for eternity, like
Mhm.
that appeals to me just as much, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So
I think,
I
as somebody who appreciates your talent, like that's something I definitely really dig about you is that,
Mhm.
you are extremely diverse and you can just like that, like you just change what you're doing and just seamlessly go with it. It's really fun, and,
Mhm.
and as somebody who
mhm,
like, I'm like a real like music appreciator, it's been like my life
mm,
since I was born pretty much. And, so I really do appreciate that about what you do. It's like really fun and fresh. I always say in
Mhm.
the chat, we come for the spicy, we stay for the fresh.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
We love that.
Sometimes if I can't think of like how to start a new jam, I'll just be like keeping it fresh, and then just like build
Mhm.
from there. And
Mhm.
that'll always work in a pinch.
Mhm.
So it starts to get these catchphrases and stuff with that.
It looks like we've got a little kind of a two-part question from Bo Peep. What
Cool.
influence does your classical piano training bring to guitar? And then how do you think your
Nice.
guitar playing would be different without that background?
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Good question.
Uh, well, I think when I was learning guitar, it helped to have my classical piano background because I could sort of see like, okay, this these frets represent these notes, and then you can make these different chords or shapes, and then the strumming hand or the picking hand is creating the noise. So um I kind of like people who play guitar and piano will know it's kind of like opposites. Just to nerd out for a second, it's like every different mode of a key signature on piano will have like the same shape essentially.
Mhm.
But then on the guitar, it's opposite. Every mode of the key has a different shape. But then if you switch the chord of into a different key, but it's the same chord on guitar, it's going to have the same shape. So it's kind of these it's kind of opposites, which can be hard to wrap your head around, but I don't really know, because I feel like my style on guitar was really influenced by like metal, and then also just improving a lot, psychedelic music too, like the Beatles, and just get like improving a lot in bands and stuff. So I guess I can't really like answer that question too well. It's just like my classical upbringing just influenced every part of my music type thing. It's hard for me to like say, oh, this is how like learning Mozart affected me on guitar or whatever. You know, like I don't really know how to say it, but it
It
definitely
was a good
helps to
question,
learn.
and that was a good answer.
Yeah, it helps. I think if you learn
Yeah.
piano, it will help you learn any other instrument, because you have a good grasp on the notes and the
Yeah.
scales, and
It'll help with music theory, like very
Mhm.
much so. Yeah. And
because
then so
everything's kind of like
basically,
laid out in front of you on a piano. So
mhm.
it's kind of a nice way to learn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I feel like it would be harder if you started with guitar and then went to piano after and try to learn piano,
Mhm.
as opposed to vice versa.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know because I didn't have that experience, but I feel like it would be kind of harder
Mhm.
coming from that angle, perhaps.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it does make sense for
Mhm.
sure.
Hmm.
I did see one that was a little. Oh wait, Desiree. Oops. I was like, we lost you.
Sorry. Yeah. I guess it's because I'm on mobile. So I'm sorry, y'all.
That's okay.
It's a thing. We're navigating it. We're powering
Hmm.
through.
That's
And I'm having
okay.
a really wonderful time hanging out with y'all, as I knew I would. But sorry for all.
And as to Astral's comment, I really don't know why like that Spice Girls song always keeps repeatedly showing up in my jams somehow. But it's just like I'll be playing something and just like the rhythm of it, and in my head I'll be like, I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig if you wanna be my lover, you know. It's just like it's weird how things sort of like stick with you in that
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
But like I grew up with like I think those are my first stuff that I was into when I was in elementary school, and like at the daycare was like Backstreet Boys and like Spice Girls, and then I was
Mhm.
like into Eiffel 65. I don't know if you like move your body, everybody. They had that song that was kind of like a hit.
Mhm.
Forgot what their other song was, but it was good stuff. And then like Prozac, if you
Okay.
if you guys knew that,
There you
they had
go.
like I think Prozac did Blue Abadi no, Eiffel 65 was Blue Abadi Abada. You probably know
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Blue Abadi Abada. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Prozac was Sucks to Be You. I know. Sucks to be
Damn.
you. I know it's true. So I was
That's
into
dark.
and then I was like
Yeah, it sucks to be
I was
you.
going back and listening to like I told you I was listening to all this old music I used to listen to, so I was like re-listening to Linkin Park because I was like super into Linkin Park and like System of a Down and stuff like
Mm,
that. I was super into as well.
yeah. No, funny thing, just in terms of System of a Down. So like I'm a classically trained like vocal musician, and System of a Down is like some of the best stuff to warm up to, I will say, vocally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Mm.
that's a fun fact of mine is that like so I sing in a symphonic chorus, and so whenever I go to my practices, sometimes I'll play System of a Down, and it really like helps to get like your lips moving, like the voice placement, all of
Mm.
that stuff. And I'm like, it's really good for that. So that's a fun little factoid.
That is
You know
Yeah.
what's
interesting.
one fun thing I like to do, and I've shared this with Des before, but I like if I'm gonna listen to like an old Linkin Park album or something, for example, I'll find some young guy on YouTube that's like listening to it for the first time, and I'll like experience it with them because I really like
Oh,
seeing the like younger generation kind of like have their mind blown by the music that blew my mind like when I
Uh-huh.
was a
Aw,
kid, and it just
I love that.
sort of proves how universal, because if you go on YouTube and look up these videos, like there's hundreds and thousands of these videos of people like listening to Dark Side of the Moon for the first time, or just like all these
Mhm.
classic albums, and they the music that's truly like timeless does get rediscovered by the younger generations, and it doesn't just die and go away. And I don't know if that will be like that for
Yeah.
like the modern music. I feel like the
Right.
60s and 70s and like 80s and stuff were like like the pre-internet music was really like special.
Mhm.
There's good stuff that comes out these days. There's modern bands that
Yeah,
I
for
like and
sure.
stuff too, but it's not necessarily like as in the mainstream as it used to
Mhm.
be, I feel like.
There's only so far you can go, I guess. I remember when I was a young adult, which was a very long time ago, um, somebody telling me that, in 50 years, nobody will remember who the Beatles are. And I was like, bullshit. But I don't know. Maybe that will be the case. I don't know.
I
That
doubt
was
it.
like 25 years ago, though. And it's like halfway through that. So I
Mhm.
doubt it as well. You still have like movies coming out about the Beatles and, like they're extremely relevant. And, there are always ways to keep them relevant. But the evolution of music in some ways to me, like I'm a Gen X kid. Like when I was a young teenager, like, the Seattle scene hit, and that was so amazing and so much fun. And, Targus
Mhm.
mentioned the Black album earlier. That was a huge thing for me, and Metallica is also what got me into metal. Pantera
Mhm.
soon after, but
They're
Mhm.
the gateway
like,
drug.
Yeah.
but there's, and the thing is too, like it's so like oversaturated, like how many different bands and styles and genres there are now. Like, you got to find like kind of your niche or your pigeonhole kind of thing that
Mhm.
you hang out in, maybe. But, I'm kind of too old for that shit. So I just kind of
Aw.
like it all,
Yeah,
anything that's good.
there's some stuff that I discover from like shorts if I'm just like randomly like doom scrolling or whatever, and then I'll be like, "Oh, what's this song?" Like Mitski, what's that song? My Love Is Mine All Mine by
Mhm.
Mitski. I really
Oh
like that
yeah, you
song,
sent me
which
that.
I discovered from
That song
shorts.
was really cool.
Mhm.
And there's
Beautiful.
some other like if I get exposed to it, like the K-pop Demon Hunters, that song Golden. I really like that one too.
Yeah, it's actually a good song.
Um, so
I'm gonna have to
it's
check it
like
out, y'all.
No,
I'm
that
not shy
movie
about
was
like
the movie
I'm
was
honestly
surprisingly
not shy
good.
about anything. Like I'll if it's K-pop, whatever, like
Mhm.
the girliest shit imaginable, like I want to be exposed to
Mhm.
it, right?
Yeah. A good
But
song's a good song, you know? Like
Exactly.
I
mhm.
think we have time for one more and then we should probably wrap up. I did see one in here somewhere. Oh, okay. Um what is your favorite concert that you either attended in person or watched online?
Ooh, I have a really clear answer for this one actually. So I saw Mars Volta in 2008.
Ooh,
It was the Bedlam and Goliath tour. I don't know if you guys are familiar with their like discography, but they had just like that was the first album Thomas Pridgen was on the drums. And I just remember like we were pretty into the band, and I we I went with Rack to that concert, and we went to the like we didn't really want to watch any opening band, so we went to the bouncer or whatever, and we were like, "Hey, like, how long's the opening band gonna play for?" And then they were like, "Oh, there's no opening band. It's just them." And we're like, "Okay, well, we just
Oh,
go
hell
in,"
yeah.
and then that concert was like 3 hours of like
dude.
uninterrupted improv, the most insane shit that I've ever seen in my life. It was like
Oh yeah.
the singer Cedric had like his mic like all taped up with white tapes because he would like fling his like mic stand around and like whip it around, and there's like fucking 8 of them on stage, and the guitarist would just like flip the fuck out when he played. And that is
That
hands
sounds amazing.
down the
Yeah.
best concert that I've ever seen in my entire life, for
Hell yeah.
sure.
That's awesome.
That
What ki-
sounds absolutely amazing. Yeah.
So, what kind of like venue was that in? Was it like an indoor, outdoor,
Good question.
intimate,
Yeah, it was
or like?
it was indoor. So it was at Mac Hall in my town, which is just like the university's like concert theater. So just standard like there on one side, and then just a bunch of standing room only
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. I also had a like another thing to mention. I was working for like a concert setup company for like a period of time, and I did like some festivals with them. So I was like working backstage for a festival, and I got to see Flaming Lips from like
Oh
backstage,
wow, that's
and
cool.
that was really cool because like got to see like that particular tour. They were like they had the construction worker theme for their
Mm-hmm.
like outfits and stuff. So like all their crew would wear like construction workers and set up this elaborate stage. And then they like recruited these girls who knows if they were even 18 years old, and then they played I forget which Zeppelin song. I think it's The Song Remains the Same, or some other Zeppelin song, I can't remember. And then the girls went on stage and they like stripped down completely naked and were dancing on stage with Flaming Lips. And then there was like they had like all these other people they recruited to be in like Teletubbies costumes, and they're all dancing on stage with them to Flaming
But
Lips. So I would say like
they may have been over 18. We don't know.
who knows,
We
but
hope.
that was a really like interesting concert experience too. And then I remember afterwards they had taken that whole group, like all the people at Teletubbies and the girls and stuff, and the singer of the Flaming Lips was like giving this like speech to them backstage, and I was just sitting there and watching it, and he was just giving this like impassioned
Mhm.
speech of like how you to like live your life and like your passions and your dreams. And it was just like between that
Mhm.
performance and like that like seeing all that, I was like, I've never seen like really anything like that
Yeah.
uh with the Flaming
That's
Lips.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne Coyne is the
So
shit. And there is another band that kind of reminds me of the Polyphonic Spree, or the Flaming Lips, called the Polyphonic Spree. I know I've sent you some of their songs before, but like I used to see that sort of thing all the time because they were from Dallas, and that's where I lived and went to shows, and I've seen them like dozens of times. And just like what you were describing, like follow your passions or whatever, like yeah, I used to see that kind of stuff a lot. It's so special and it's so unique, and like it takes a really kind of special personality to be able to like get in that energy and get other people in that zone.
I also got to see Stone Temple Pilots like from the where that's like in between the stage and like the audience where the security
Yeah,
guards
like
hang out. I got to
yeah.
watch like the whole Stone Temple Pilots set from there when I was working for that company too. So that was pretty
Oh, that's
cool
cool, man.
Oh,
too.
I love that.
Awesome.
So I've had some good I saw a lot of metal shows too. I've probably seen like Opeth like 10 different times.
That's awesome.
Um I think
Nice.
I would go see like Lamb of God a lot. I went to a big metal festival in Edmonton, and that was when I discovered Strapping Young Lad for the first time. Was just seeing them perform and like having my mind blown. I think that was the first time I saw Gojira too. This was before they like were big and opened for Metallica, which was like
Oh, that's
their
awesome.
first big tour, and I got super into them too.
That's
So
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
been lucky
Yeah.
enough to I've seen like I haven't seen Bjork live, and I haven't seen Radiohead live, and those are like the only two bands that I haven't seen that I would love to see live
Mm-hmm.
still,
I
but
would
just
love to
haven't
see
had the
Radiohead live.
opportunity to see them, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've seen Tom York on his solo tour, but I have not seen
Mm.
Radiohead. But
I love the Tom York solo stuff too. It's super good.
yeah, no, that was a really good solo tour. I think that was like 20.
Was that Eraser
I think it was
or a little bit later on?
later on. I think it was the what is it? Tomorrow's Modern Boxes or whatever that album's called.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But he played a lot of the Eraser kind of era.
I love that stuff.
Yeah. So I love Tom York a lot, but like
Mhm.
Radiohead would have been an amazing show to see for sure.
Yeah,
So.
Radiohead was my band obsession for a while, for sure.
Yeah.
So much good stuff there.
Yeah, exactly. And very multi-genre for a while there too. Like we love that. Well, I guess this would be a good time for us to wrap up. I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the Big Frog
Yeah, it was
podcast.
fun.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
very
for
excited
real.
to get to hang out with you and get to talk with you and kind of pick your brain, learn more about you as a musician and as a person.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so thank you so much.
I'd love to
Seriously.
come on again, like sometime maybe in the future, and we can just shoot the
For
shit
sure.
about music more. It's always fun. I know, like when I get sort of like me and Des have good conversations about music and stuff on Discord, and it's always fun to just talk about the different experiences we've had and stuff. So
Yeah, it is fun.
it was super fun talking with you guys here today. Thanks for
Yay.
having me.
Absolutely. And I will say, guys, if you're not already following Targus, please do so. I know it's a lot of friendly faces in this stream. But yeah, please support him in everything that he does on Twitch. Because like I said, your community is great, your channel's amazing, your music is awesome.
Thank you.
And you're just an
This is the
awesome
way.
person too. So like
Yeah, for real.
yeah. I will also say for you guys, if I can plug a Big Frog event that's coming up at the end of this month or close to the end of the month, we have the Big Frog Noir train on February 20th. So
yeah, they didn't talk to me before they scheduled that. They didn't check me for scheduling, so I'm a little bit pissed off about that.
Well, damn.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town, so I couldn't play that one, but we'll get on the next
Well,
one.
we appreciate your willingness to do that, but
yeah, there will be obviously more things. I think you said that there's something else coming up after that I can't.
March, the weekend of March 23rd, which I think you and I looked at the calendar. I think it was like the 21st. Yeah, we'll put something out for sure.
Yeah.
You and I will be working together on that. So
I definitely miss like the Jedi Fest because like that was a really long thing for like a really long time where it was like every month this like group of people would get to hang out with each other on all these different channels. And like I totally understand that it gets to be too much or it's just like not working like it's for like Jedi to do it anymore. But that was where I met like a lot of people, musicians that I really like on Twitch. So if there's any like, you know, if there's any trains or things that people are doing, feel free to reach out to me and I'll try and like connect with communities. It's always a good way to make new friends and hopefully find some like-minded people.
For sure.
Yeah. And also with that being said, Desarae and I are still kind of in the lookout for future guests for the podcast. So if you know of anyone that may like to be featured on the podcast, please just either reach out to me or Desarae. And we can get you guys set up. We're still kind of like on every other Monday is kind of the schedule for the podcast right now. So tentatively the next one coming up would be on the 23rd of this month. Yeah, so we'll just kind of play that one by ear.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, guys, make sure you're following Iridescent Rose and Peace and Love in CA as well, so you can keep up to date with all these cool conversations.
Yeah,
and of course, Iridescent Rose is very talented music streamer as well.
She is wonderful.
Thanks,
You're
guys.
She always
following
makes
her
me
as well.
cry.
Aw.
Like her singing always gives me goosebumps. It makes me like ugly cry.
She came into
So
my
beautiful.
stream the other day and she was immediately like, "Oh my god, I'm already crying." And I'm like, "You've been here for like 5 seconds."
That's all it takes, though. That's all it
No, I
takes.
know. I love it. But yeah, thanks again, guys. We're gonna play our outro, and then we will flip over to the raid page to give you a chance if you would like to raid into somebody else's stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll use that time.
Oh yeah, I guess we just do that individually, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Right.
Yeah. Because the
We're
first
still learning
like,
here.
yeah, the
Like
first
she said, we wing it.
several episodes we did not raid into anybody. I'd just be like, okay, bye, and then that was it. And then all the users are lost. But yeah, we'll switch on over to that. And again, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you being here.
Mm. Mm.